another one I got when I was visiting here last year. You know, Marcus and Matt. So I'll read that one first, okay? All right, starts off. Little Nell lived with Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie, in a big house, in a big snowy wood. Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie had big blustery voices. They had a big talking friend. They had a big loud party. We lived on F. Can I help? Big Mama, Big Sarah, Big Lizzie shook her head. No, you can't, they said. You're too small. Yes, I can, said Little Nell, and I'm not. No, you can't, they said. And no, you're not. But I'm so small, said Little Nell. My family won't let me do anything. I could never make a snowman. How do you know unless you try? Asked Bear Cub. We'll help you. Little Nell sighed. Well, maybe, she said. Until thud, it came to a stop. He pushed it on top of the other snowball. Now what, he asked. What do you think they're going to eat next? Let's see. Little Nell and the animal came to the owl. And he made a noise like, whoo. Can you do that? Let me hear it go. Whoo. Let's hear it. A little louder. Whoo. There you go. So every time I say Mr. Owl, you say who? Okay. You hear it say it in the story. Okay. Now Mr. Owl. Okay. Mr. Cat. Oh, very good. Mr. Owl. Ooh, very good. Now he was a wise old owl. He didn't used to be white, but he came that way from watching the other animals and thinking about what he saw. I would imagine that if he could turn pages like you can in a book, well, he'd be as smart as you. On that 23rd of December, a blue jay named Chip came up to Mr. Owl and asked him if he knew what Christmas was all about. Mr. Owl told Chip that he knew it was a special day, but he had to come back in 2 days, and he would tell him how it was special. Well, Mr. Owl was sitting on a tree limb, and he saw Denny and his sister Dolores. They were red squirrels playing in the woods. And he saw Denny find a very small, beautiful round acorn. You know what acorns look like? It's a green acorn and had a brown cap on it, like a hat. And he watched Denny go and hide that underneath an oak leaf tree. A tree from an oak leaf. Well, Mr. Owl, there you go, thought that Denny was going to eat that acorn, but he didn't. He hid it under the leaf, and so Mr. Owl figured that Denny was going to save it for when winter came. And then Mr. Owl saw Mr. Owl. You gotta be quick, Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl. Woo! There we go. Saw Susan. Now Susan was a floppy-eared, pink-nosed, button-nosed bunny rabbit. And you know what bunny rabbits really like is one of their favorite food is clover. She found some sweet clovers. There wasn't any 4-leaf, but there was some 3-leaf sweet clovers. And he thought, well, she was going to eat those up, but she didn't. She went and hid those. And he thought, well, maybe she's going to save that for winter when clover's hard to find. A little later, Mr. Owl watched Ribaldo and Rabano playing. These two sure like to jump and hop and eat flies. You know what they were? Right, very good, frogs. And they like to jump around and jump from lily pad to lily pad. And Rabano, well, she especially liked to sit in lily pads that had pink flowers because they were rare, unlike the blue and white flowers. Well, Mr. Owl was surprised to see what the forest animals were doing. Mr. Owl, he was surprised to watch what the animals were doing. He couldn't quite figure it out. He was thinking about it. He thought, well, they're putting all this food away. Why, they must be saving it for, maybe it's for Christmas Day so they can have lots of food to eat. Maybe that's what they're doing with that. He wasn't sure. Well, guess what? On Christmas morning, Mr. Owl went out and he looked. Mr. Owl, yeah, you got to catch that. He went out and he flew up there and he looked and he saw Denny. Remember Denny the squirrel? Guess what he was doing? He went and got that acorn, that pretty acorn, and he gave it to his sister Dolores on Christmas morning. Mr. Owl watched. Then Mr. Owl saw Ribaldo and Romano, and guess what Romano did? He found a pink lily flower and he gave it to Romano. Who's the other one we talked about? Remember the rabbit? Yeah, Susan. Remember she found those clover leaves? The sweet clover leaves? She didn't eat them. No, she did. She gave them to her mommy on Christmas morning. So Mr. Owl, he thought about all these things that he had saw. Later on that day, Chip, the blue jay, he come to see Mr. Owl. And he asked him, well, what is Christmas all about? And Mr. Owl said, I'll give you a hint. And he gave him a claw full of sunflower seeds. And the blue jay says, oh, those are my very favorite. They're so hard to find in the wintertime. Oh, I love sunflower seeds. And then he thought, I think I know what Christmas is about. You know what? I think I know what I'm going to do with some of these sunflower seeds. I know somebody I can share these with. And he flew off. I think if you went into the woods and found Mr. Cambridge the owl, and you asked him what Christmas was about, he may say to you, who do you love and are willing to share your gifts with? The end.
Okay, everybody, you can have visits with Santa here in a minute.